I don't know
what
who you're
business
talking
were they
about.
in?
Well, what business is the Comers in? You're talking about lots of people. There's lots of people in the family.
I'm a farmer.
Your
I have land. I
your
lease
impeachment
land. I sell honey.
investigation must identify
What did
a
the
high crime
Bidens
and
do?
misdemeanor.
What did they do?
I'll
for
tell
the
you what Joe
millions of
Biden
dollars?
did. He was a senator of the United States. Then he wrote a book, and he said he made the most money he ever made in his life, millions of dollars on his book, and he gave $1 million
That's
away
what
to
his
charity.
family did. That's why Ukraine, Kazakhstan, Romania, China, Russia, that's why they paid the Biden family money, because of Joe Biden.
None of those governments paid anyone any money.
Somebody needs therapy here, but it's nobody on our side of the aisle, okay?
Because enough.
No,
Back to the
honestly,
China hearing. Back to the China
you
hearing.
had your chance.
Order,
I would
order.
like my time restored.
No, your time was
I would
expired.
like
I've
no,
given
you
three
interrupted
extra
me.
minutes.
I want my time
you
restored.
had your time. You went above, and I let Miss Thornton go a minute.
You know what?
Here, sit down, everybody. Come back. This is about China. We asked a simple question. No, Miss Presley, you're out of order. Sit down.
Mr. Chairman,
You're out of order.
Mr. Chairman,
No.
Mr. Chairman.
Chaos is breaking out on the House floor today, and we have a lot to cover, including Raskin and Comer at each other's necks, including far-right MAGA Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, aka Moscow Marge, aka that one family member who never gets invited to the functions because she's too obnoxious. We saw her get eviscerated by resident Gen Z Congressman Maxwell Frost, who I interviewed a few weeks back. Maxwell absolutely takes her down. It was beautiful to see. Before I play the clip, make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe and comment a blue heart. Let's roll that first clip.
You asked multiple questions.
I did not ask him a question.
You certainly did. You
Mr.
said, did you see
Raskin.
this?
Time has expired. Gentlelady's time's expired. Chair now recognizes Mr. Frost from Florida.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before I get into it, it's interesting to hear my colleague just now talk about disavowing white supremacists when in 2022, she spoke at an event led by white supremacist and white nationalist Nick Fuentes, and when asked about it, doubled down on it and said, we're going to focus on people, not labels. So get out of here with that damn hypocrisy. And Dr.
Okay, so I'm going to break down why Raskin and Comer got into that heated debate, but first, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page about what Maxwell Frost was saying to Marjorie Taylor Greene. In 2022, Marjorie Taylor Greene spoke at an event led by neo-Nazi Nick Fuentes, and I don't use that term lightly. He is a Nazi in every sense of the word. He thinks that women in America should live as if they're under Taliban rule. They shouldn't be able to drive. They shouldn't be able to vote. They need to cover their entire body. He thinks all non-Christians should be executed, and he thinks there is a Jewish cabal running the world and that Israel needs to be abolished, that all Jews essentially need to be killed. It is some absolutely wicked, terrible, disgusting stuff, and nobody should be associating with Nick Fuentes. Honestly, I think Nick Fuentes is way more far-right than even Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, sure, maybe Marjorie holds some of these beliefs deep down, but the stuff that Nick Fuentes says is absolutely disgusting. So the fact that Marjorie associated with somebody like that blows my mind. We have a sitting congresswoman who is openly associating with neo-Nazis. But when it comes to this debate between Comer and Raskin, they were talking about the impeachment of Biden, and they were talking about whether or not Biden actually took bribes from other countries, from foreign adversaries. Let's play this clip of them debating about it a few minutes before that massive debate broke out that I showed at the beginning of the video. Play the clip.
So it's okay. It's okay for, as Tony Bobolinsky said, for China to bribe Joe Biden's family with $9 million.
But that's the lie that's been discredited. I mean, where is your impeachment investigation? If Joe Biden took a $9 million bribe from China, why aren't you impeaching him for that?
Well, who says we're not?
Well, I can invite Mr. Moskowitz to come back in. Do you want to move for impeachment today? Because I thought that was your main agenda item. You said it was the paramount priority of the committee.
No, this is a...
Jamie Raskin makes a great point. Over and over, we have seen Republicans try to impeach Biden without even knowing exactly what they're impeaching him for. They start off with this idea that Joe Biden did something wrong, then they work backwards trying to figure out how they can fit a narrative into this. And it feels like they're playing whack-a-mole with all of these different accusations, and every time time one gets debunked, they pop up with another accusation that is easily debunkable. So Jamie Raskin called Comer's bluff right there. He called his bluff successfully. He said, okay, if you have all of this evidence, let's open an impeachment inquiry right now, today, let's do it. And they said, well, I don't know if we can actually do that, which just goes to show they are completely unsure. And never forget, when they were trying to impeach Biden earlier this year, they said their smoking gun witness was Alexander Smirnov. He was the key to this case and he would prove everything. But when it came out that Smirnov is like an actual Russian asset, he actually got this information from the Kremlin, all of the Republican congressmen, including Comer, said, oh, we didn't even know the guy. I don't even recognize that name. Who is Smirnov? They are slimy, they are liars, and they have no real evidence on President Biden. So keep that in mind. Let's roll this next clip.
No, this is a hearing on China, and you all have an obsession with Russia and Trump. It's disturbing.
We can talk
You
about
need
China
therapy.
and Trump or Russia
You all
and Trump.
You need therapy, Mr. Raskin.
No. You need therapy. You're the one who's involved with the deranged politician, not me, okay? I've divorced myself from Donald Trump a long time ago. You're the one who needs to disentangle.
Sometimes I really do miss the old Republican Party that at least would acknowledge that Russia is a threat, because now you have politicians like Marjorie Taylor Greene who are running defense for Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin and saying that their invasion of Ukraine was justified. And right here you have Comer saying, what is your obsession with Russia and Trump? It is a totally valid obsession. When you see Russia trying to boost this MAGA propaganda, trying to get Trump back into White House so we can destabilize this world order and pull us out of NATO, I think that is something totally worth calling out. But Republicans want to close their eyes and act like it's not happening whatsoever. Watch Jamie Raskin snap at James Comer for mispronouncing his name repeatedly and saying Raskins when it's actually Raskin. I'll let the clip speak for itself.
We'll let the record show that Mr. Raskins could not answer the question.
First of all,
what did the Bidens do to receive the money?
Let me start with this. My last name is Raskin, okay? We've sat next to each other for more than a year. You don't have to add the S.
Raskin is really giving Comer the benefit of the doubt by assuming he can read in the first place. But now I have a clip of Jamie Raskin calling out James Comer to his face for wasting millions of dollars coming from the taxpayers to keep this impeachment trial rolling, despite the fact that they have no real evidence and they never did. Like I said earlier, they are working backwards from this idea that Joe Biden did something wrong. And I hate the fact that they refuse to send any money to Ukraine because they say it's coming from the taxpayers' pockets, but then they spend all of this money on these fake impeachment trials, these sham impeachment trials. Just play this clip.
Office building.
Mr. Chairman.
What business? Did they have an energy
Mr.
company?
Chairman, we have spent tens of millions of dollars pursuing Joe
that is
Biden,
not
and you have not
true.
identified
That
a
is
single
lie.
crime.
You are
Really?
lying. That
Really?
is a lie. We have not spent $10 million.
Hey, how much have you spent?
We haven't spent hardly anything.
Oh, it's been for free. Okay. All right. Well, in any event, wait, you know what? Then we get what we paid for it because you got nothing. You got nothing on Joe Biden.
No. Answer
You've
this
not
question.
named a single
this
crime.
question.
No, you
What
answer
did the
Of course, it sucks to see that our Congress is in such a state of dysfunction, but at the same time, it is kind of fun watching Jamie Raskin get these easy dunks on Comer. If you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed my breakdown, make sure to leave a like, comment a blue heart, make sure to subscribe, and most importantly, make sure to have a great rest of your day.